In this video, I'll be covering the WaveTech trend probability. This is a really exciting indicator, mainly because I talk to you about this angle of attack all the time. Well, this indicator actually tells you what the angle of attack is, and I'll go through a number of details to explain exactly how this works. I'll start off with the very basics. If you're above the averages, which you'll see that we are above all three averages on this chart that I'm on right now, is the percent number that it's suggesting is right now with the angle of attack, there's only a 25% chance for it to drop below the 10-period moving average. So these are stacked accordingly. 10, 21, which is the red average, the cyan is 40, and then way down at the 200 is on the red at 23%. So it's telling us what the probabilities are. And so that tells you if you come down to that average and it's still above that 0.4, that tells you there's a 60% chance of it holding that value and bouncing off of that. So it may set up a day trading opportunity, may give you the confidence to stay with the trade that you're already in and continue to follow the relative trends that are going on. Typically in different situations, you would look to the 21-period moving average or the red moving average as the primary trend. Now, I'm going to have you reference back to the videos that I did in the previous series talking about the PPMs, the angle of attacks. There's a lot of information there. I'm not going to cover all of that in this section here. What I am going to focus on is the angle of attack and how these things work. I'm also going to show you later in this video, I'm going to put all of the elements that make this work, including I'm going to put on the predictive moving averages on top so you can see the whole thing working. We'll run a live script so you can see how it unfolds, and it's absolutely amazing. For me, it's given me the ability to quickly look at the chart and know where I stand as far as that trend or that price point actually holding. One of the things, just to remind you, is the whole point of my entire work that I've done is around moving averages. So determining what the probabilities are that the moving average will stay above in the uptrends or below on the downtrend is really important to how you're going to position yourself, how you're going to decide to take profits or add into positions. Whatever strategies you are using, you're going to be able to really formulate some very solid rules around these trends. And I'm all about trend analysis, and this video will actually show you a number of elements and how everything works together and really starts to bring in that very clear picture of the angle of attack. So before we get started on running the script, let's add in right now, we're above it. There's only a 25% probability for it to hold. So right now it's suggesting that we're likely to go below that. There's a 46% probability that we'll stay above the 21, and you see 41 and etc. So this is actually current market, so I will go back and run a script so we can see this. I'll pause it from time to time, but I want to put one more thing on. I want to go into our scripts, and I want to put on PPM 1, 2, 3, and the 200. So now we have everything on the screen that you need to see. So what I'm going to do is set this back, and we're going to go back. What we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to set this up so we can run this script, and you can see exactly what is likely to happen. So you can see all the percentages, you'll watch it flow. I'll discuss a few elements about this, and this is going to really be an empowering tool, especially when you use it with the entire suite, which is going to be PPM 1, 2, and 3, and the PPM 200. So everything is out there. You have the PPMs, you have the predictive SMAs on the screen, you have the actual numbers for the angle of attack. So let's run this script and just watch it unfold here for a minute, and I'll discuss it as it unfolds. As we're going through, you can see right now there was only a 23% chance it was going to stay above the 21. Now everything's starting to turn. Look at the percentages grow. But you can see now all of a sudden there's 45% chance, and then it failed back down to 30. We traded down to the 21. We're looking at days of information. You're going to have plenty of time to contemplate what's going on each one of these things. So now we're getting a turnaround here. The algos are all suggesting we're going to try to rally here. We got a little dip, and now you're seeing percentages right now that we're over the averages. What I'm looking for here is an actual trend to start to unfold. Here's one coming now. Now all of a sudden we're 53% probability that we're going to hold. You can see we're staying right above that 10-period moving average there. We've dipped below it, but we're closing above it each time. Only one close below that. In that, now we're seeing everything roll over. Percentages are getting higher from the standpoint that we're going to fail. So the lower the numbers, if you're above it, the more likely you're going to fail and go back below that moving average. Algos are starting to turn up, and the moving averages are fairly flat here. So the percentages are also that way. Now we could rescale this so you can see these numbers easily. There's some settings you can go in and change how the numbers are positioned. You can move them out further to the right, offset them. In fact, let me just pause the script here for a minute. Let's go into the WaveTech trend probability. Let's go into settings so you can see. Right now it's showing you where you want it to plot, so you can change that. You can also change the styles and the colors and all those things if you want. Showing the probability is you can sit here and offset this, and I can move this over. I'll just move it over a few. You'll see the numbers move over. So I have a little more space between the current bar and what's going on. So let's restart the script. And the script you'll see here is going to just continue to run, and you'll see those probabilities pop up. There is an article I did on Substack. I will see if I can pull that out and get that posted, talking about more detail of the angle of attack and the importance of this entire process and the theory behind everything. Now, you can also go through the PPM videos that I mentioned earlier that came out previously, and I discussed this in detail there as well. Enjoy these indicators. This is a great view. Now you have the entire visual. You have the PPMs, the predictive algos, which are telling you what the probabilities are of change and direction. And then you have the actual angle of attack telling you what the likelihood that this is going to stay above these averages. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.